no net job growth in the state of Connecticut for 30 years. To support this industry, and the way you define it at all income levels, of who Connecticut is, what Connecticut is, who we are as a people, and it's a tremendous attraction. Any conversation on what we do to work together to make sure that this sector is alive and well and contributing is something that has to go on an ongoing basis, not just in campaign-type situations. You know, I believe that the governor has to be the chief marketing officer of the state. The governor has to be the leader of economic development strategy, has to be the leader in economic development actions, and not simply delegate that to DECD. In Massachusetts would be way.
We have the highest bed tax, hotel tax in the country. It brings in about $119 million.
Right.
Of that, only $4.5 million went to marketing.
Right.
Culture and historic preservation is that in this state we are totally underfunded.
But good morning, everybody. When I talk about tourism, I'm not just talking about the $11 billion of revenues that tourism brings into the state. I'm also talking about what it says about our state. The fact that we're able to introduce our state to folks who are coming in here, and many of them want to stay and grow and expand and start a family. I know what tourism means in terms of our cities and the arts and culture and bringing our cities back to life and making it a place where you know, we bring energy again and attract young people, which attracts jobs, which attracts young people. Here's what I can promise you. I can promise you that we're going to spend at least as much as Rhode Island. That's what I saw. That was
so we are looking for is a commitment from each of the candidates for funding of that level, which we feel is necessary to market the state and support our arts institutions. What is your thoughts about that?
We've got a burdensome lodging tax at this point, and we're arguing about what small percentage of it should be devoted to what was clearly its purpose. We need to have a marketing strategy for the entire state, not simply an advertising budget, an overall coherent plan as to how we're going to attract people to the state of Connecticut. And I think that's something that executive leadership can help us arrive at, what cultural and tourism policy should be in Connecticut. But what you can do is, I think we got to figure out what we're doing with this and how these entities relate to one another. And that's something that I believe a proper executive branch leadership could be an honest broker and provide. Speaking as a conservative, when we talk about attracting people into the state, the idea of putting tolls up seems contradictory to that intent. And I don't support them at all. I think it would be another big mistake. And I think
Bringing people in, attracting tourism.
I think they're terrific. And I say that as somebody who's had the pleasure of living here almost all his life. I was born in Southington. Southington is a wonderful, friendly, tight-knit community. But I feel in many ways one of the best things about it is its proximity, in my case especially to New Haven, which is a great city for the arts that I've enjoyed since I was a kid. And wherever you are in Connecticut, all sorts of things in the Museum of American Art. Even in Southington, we have the Barnes Museum, a house museum, which is a little time capsule of a family life in the late 1800s through the 20th century. Cultural institutions that we have in Connecticut. We get very focused on the obvious things, Mystic Seaport or the Mark Twain House or the Bushnell could be transformative to those groups. And I think we have to take a regional look there at a cluster of destinations around the Hartford area, around New Haven, that somehow need to be marketed together. As important as this industry is as a part of the state economy, I think it's also important for the spirit of the state and for the psyche of the people that live here.